Hello and welcome to Channel's Book Club. I'm Olakunle Kasumu. Thank you for joining us again today. Let's get the show started with a group of special teenagers and young adults. Here's their touching story. As children, like millions of others in Nigeria, they had to survive the many challenges posed by growing up in very poor communities and low-income families. Schooling was difficult for financial reasons and they could really do with some help. So in came a group called Bethesda Child Support Agency that gave them full scholarships to get them through school and provide them with leverages for life. Once that happened, the talents of the children began to shine through. In 2009, 10 of them, when they were at an average age of 10, combined their talents to write this book titled The Tortoise and the Magical Dancing Shoes. It's a story of our favorite African folktale animal that found a pair of shoes that turned him into a dancing star. But things turned rather ugly when greed and envy set in. One other interesting thing, the book they wrote was turned into a stage play acted out by some other children who were supported like they were. We sat with 5 of the 10 children who are all grown up now for a chat about their experiences, and we also got them to read from their small-sized but interesting book. Enjoy this. Hello guys, nice to have you on Channel's Book Club. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you, sir.
So, what's the story behind this? How did you come about writing it?
Well, in 2009, a creative writing came up and we were picked in our school, our primary school. So we were taken to the creative writing because
like a workshop?
Yeah, the workshop. So we're taught on how to write stories, watch movies like Akila and the Bee, Cinderella. So that's what brought about the book. Like Akila and the Bee, the black girl in the movie that came out
in a spelling competition.
Won the spelling competition.
So 10 of you came up with different stories. And then the stories were combined to create this one. Okay, Elsie, what was that experience like for you?
It was wonderful. Like, we learned so many things from each other. Like, no man, as the saying goes, one person cannot be an island. When you work as a team, you tend to get something more, and it always brings out the best in you. During that period, I must say, it brought out the best in me.
Okay. Yeah. Why did you pick, I mean, this is very African. A lot of African folk tales have the tortoise character in them. I mean, when I was very young, this was very, very popular back then. And a lot of the shows that were on Nigerian TV then, a few of them rather, had this particular character, in them. So, but why did you pick Tortoise as your character in your book? Because you are very modern. So that I would have expected some, maybe much more modern concept, although that was like 10 years ago for you, but then I think it still applies. Why did you pick this particular character in your story?
We wanted something more African. Like, that little children in Africa can read and understand, and then with a little twist of something from the Western world, with reference to Cinderella and the Magical Dancing Shoes, so they can really read it and enjoy it. And most times, when people hear or see something that has to do with tortoise, they know it will be very interesting and all that.
How did you agree on the themes for the book? I think some of the themes I noticed here, greed, forgiveness, and so on. Did you agree on your themes back then?
Yes, we agreed on the theme, that's forgiveness.
Was your central theme then?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tortoise was able to forgive God after all he did to him, after stealing the shoe and stealing his money.
Okay. Patience, was it difficult, the experience of writing? Was it challenging?
No, it wasn't, but at first it was, but with the help of our coordinators and people around us, by the grace of God, we learned something from it and we were able to write something.
Now, did the experience of writing this book inspire you in any way? Is there anybody here who wants to become a writer or who has been writing as a result of this experience? Or did it inspire you to become something else or somebody else?
Yes, it did. Actually, I would like to become a writer in the future.
Because of this experience?
Yes, because now I know that I can write something even more better than this. Because at that age, if we could come together to write something this interesting, that means now, since I'm in my late teens, I can write something more interesting that teenagers and even little children can read and enjoy themselves.
I think I love writing, but I still prefer reading than writing.
Yeah, than writing.
Yeah.
So this did not inspire you to want to become a writer?
Inspired me in some ways back then. The movies and all that inspired me in some ways, but I don't want to become an author. I still love reading more than writing.
More than writing. Yeah. And good thing you brought that up. Do you all enjoy reading?
Yes.
I mean, because if you write, you read. You read. Okay, what do you enjoy reading? I'm curious to know.
Novels, comic books, and all that.
Novels and comics.
Yeah.
What kind of novels?
Non-fiction.
Non-fiction.
Yeah.
Action, drama, romance.
Romance.
And autobiography. So you prefer non-fiction?
Romance and fiction.
Romance. Romance.
Romance and motivational books.
And motivational.
Romance and drama.
You all like romance. Yeah, all girls. You don't like romance, do you? Huh? No. Now, your story was then converted into a stage play.
Yes.
How did you feel? What do you make of that?
Very excited. It was nice.
Like seeing people act what we wrote. The feeling was so lovely.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Did any of you take part in the stage play at all?
No,
Why not?
because we had other people that could do it,
Better.
and seeing them do it made us happy.
Happy. Okay. So were you there? Did you watch?
Yeah.
Yes,
Did you watch the live?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean that's the power of a story. If you have a story, that story can become so many things. A story can be turned into a book, can be turned into a movie, it can be turned into a stage play, it can be turned into all sorts of things. I understand, Savior, that you created the Tortoise character here. Did you create all the illustrations here? Some of them. Okay, like which one?
The shoe and Tortoise.
Okay.
And mostly the market square.
The market square. The market square is on page 4 or so.
Yes, 4.
Page 4. So you drew that. That's a lot of talent you have there. It's good talent. And then some other people drew the rest.
Yes.
Okay. All right.